architecture of vulnerability, a narrative exploration of software security flaws and systemic exploits. The invisible battleground. In the modern digital landscape, software is the invisible architecture that supports commerce, communication, and critical infrastructure. Yet, beneath the polished user interfaces and seamless algorithms lies a perpetual battleground. Every program is a complex assembly of logic and memory. And within this intricate fabric, subtle imperfections can arise. These flaws, known as software security vulnerabilities, are rarely malicious in their origin. Rather, they are the natural consequence of human complexity and system design. When cybersecurity engineers and threat actors examine a piece of software, they are often looking for specific structural weaknesses. While individual bugs may appear unique on the surface, the vast majority of software vulnerabilities systematically fall into several fundamental categories. Understanding these categories is not merely a technical exercise in classification. It is the first vital step in narrating the story of how digital systems fail, how attackers breach our digital perimeters, and how engineers build resilient defenses. The overflowing container. Buffer overflows. To understand an application's inner workings, one must imagine system memory as a meticulously organized warehouse of containers known as buffers. When a program executes, the operating system allocates these specific memory areas to store temporary variables, processing strings or incoming files. In an ideal scenario, every piece of data fits neatly within its designated container. A buffer overflow vulnerability occurs in the moment of excess when an application attempts to write data that exceeds the physical boundaries of the allocated buffer. Unlike a physical container that simply spills over onto the floor, memory buffers sit adjacent to one another in the system's RAM when data overflows the limits of one buffer. It overwrites whatever information resides in the neighboring memory space. The consequences of this digital spillover are profound. By manipulating the excess data written beyond a buffer's boundaries, an application can be tricked into accessing or modifying memory allocated to entirely different processes. In the simplest cases, this intrusion causes catastrophic instability, triggering an immediate system crash. However, in the hands of a skilled adversary, an overflow becomes a surgical instrument. Corrupted memory can lead to severe data compromise or execute unauthorized instructions, ultimately providing the attacker with an escalation of privileges to take total control of the system. The danger of boundary failure. Buffer overflows transform memory boundaries from static dividers into active security frontiers. When boundary checks fail, overflowing data can overwrite execution pointers, elevating an unprivileged user to administrative dominance. The Trojan horse of software. Non-validated input. No software application exists in a vacuum. Programs are fundamentally interactive entities requiring a continuous stream of data input from users, external networks, and third-party APIs to perform their intended functions. However, this necessity breeds vulnerability. Whenever a program implicitly trusts incoming data without rigorous verification, it opens its doors to malicious manipulation. Non-validated input acts as a modern-day Trojan horse. A malicious actor can craft input containing carefully disguised payloads designed specifically to force the program to behave in an unintended way. Because the software assumes the incoming information is benign, it processes the corrupted data as legitimate instructions. Consider, for example, a standard graphical application designed to receive and process image files. In normal operations, the program reads the file's header to determine the width and height of the image. allocating a memory buffer proportional to those dimensions. Knowing this, an attacker could meticulously craft a corrupted image file embedded within valid image dimensions. When the program reads these maliciously crafted dimensions, it is deceived into allocating buffers of incorrect and unexpected sizes. This manipulation can trigger catastrophic out-of-bounds memory writes, causing the software to collapse or opening a pathway for arbitrary code execution.
Bạn muốn học mạng máy tính nhanh hơn, hiệu quả hơn và có người đồng hành xuyên suốt? Khóa học mạng máy tính 1-1 sẽ mang đến cho bạn một giảng viên hướng dẫn riêng, xây dựng lộ trình học phù hợp với trình độ và mục tiêu của bạn. Bạn sẽ được thực hành liên tục trên các bài lab thực tế, rèn luyện kỹ năng cấu hình và xử lý sự cố mạng như trong doanh nghiệp. Với lịch học linh hoạt, hỗ trợ tận tình và tập trung 100% vào sự tiến bộ của từng học viên, bạn sẽ tự tin chinh phục chứng chỉ kỹ sư mạng quốc tế và sẵn sàng bước vào sự nghiệp quản trị mạng doanh nghiệp. Khóa học mạng máy tính 1-1 học đúng trọng tâm, thực hành chuyên sâu, sẵn sàng cho công việc thực tế.